for $400,000.
The 1970s marked the end of the golden age of muscle cars, a bold era that began with power and flair, but faded as regulations, rising insurance costs, and oil crises tamed Detroit's horsepower. In the early years, automakers unleashed some of the most iconic, aggressive, and unforgettable cars in history. Today, these once affordable machines fetch massive sums thanks to their rarity, performance, and timeless style. Let's explore 20 most expensive muscle cars from the 1970s. This isn't just a muscle car. It's a legend, a rare gem, a once-in-a-lifetime machine. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible is widely regarded as the rarest and most valuable Mopar ever produced. Priced at around $4,300 in 1971, about $32,000 today. A fully restored, numbers-matching version with a 426 Hemi engine can fetch over $3.5 million at auction. If it includes original factory paperwork and low mileage, the price can soar beyond $5 million. Under the hood, it packs a legendary 426 cubic inch Hemi V8, delivering 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, hitting 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.3 seconds. Incredible for its time. Iconic design touches like billboard side graphics, rally gauges, bucket seats, and heavy-duty suspension added to its allure. Only 11 convertibles were built in 1971, with just 3 featuring a 4-speed manual. Its unmatched rarity and power cement its place as a true automotive legend. When it comes to raw, unfiltered horsepower from the factory, few cars define American muscle like the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS454 LS6. Built for domination, this was GM's ultimate response to the street racing scene. In 1970, it sold for around $4,500, about $34,000 today. But a fully restored, numbers-matching example now commands over $250,000. Add original build sheets, a 4-speed manual, and low mileage, and it can exceed $500,000 at auction. The LS6 package packed a 454 cubic inch V8 rated at 450 horsepower and 500 pound-foot of torque, though many say it delivered even more. It could rocket from 0 to 60 in just 5.4 seconds, making it one of the decade's fastest factory cars. Its aggressive design, cowl induction hood, black stripes, rally wheels, dual exhausts, matched its performance. Produced for only 1 year, the Chevelle SS454 LS6 remains a rare high-power icon of the golden muscle era. By 1971, the muscle car era was nearing its end, but Dodge made sure to leave a powerful impression. The 1971 Dodge Charger RT Hemi was a bold farewell to Mopar's peak performance, blending fierce design with legendary engine strength. Priced around $4,100 at the time, about $30,000 today. A well-preserved, numbers-matching model with factory options and a 4-speed manual can now command between $250,000 and $500,000. With low mileage and original documents, values can soar past $700,000 at top-tier auctions. It featured the iconic 426 Hemi V8, delivering 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, capable of hitting 60 miles per hour in just 5.7 seconds. Beyond speed, its unique styling included a fuselage body, loop bumper, and hidden headlights. Inside, it offered performance-focused features like a rally gauge cluster and pistol grip shifter. With only 63 built that year, the 1971 Charger RT Hemi remains one of the rarest and most powerful street-legal Mopars ever made. If any car looked like it drove straight out of a comic book, it was the 1970 Plymouth Superbird 426 HEMI. This wild machine was more missile than car, built for NASCAR dominance and street performance. Originally priced around $4,300, about $33,000 today, a well-maintained, numbers-matching example can now fetch over $500,000. And rare versions with factory paperwork, unique paint, and a 4-speed manual can top $1 million. Powered by the legendary 426 Hemi V8, producing 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, it could hit 60 miles per hour in 5.5 seconds. Its aerodynamic design featured a massive rear wing, nose cone, and sleek rear window, built to hit 200 miles per hour on the track. With bold colors, pop-up headlights, and aggressive styling, the Superbird was anything but discreet. Only 135 Hemi Superbirds were made, making it one of the rarest and most eye-catching Mopars ever. A fearless, high-speed icon of American muscle. When Ford set its sights on dominating NASCAR, it created more than just an engine. It unleashed a beast. The 1970 Ford Mustang Boss 429 was a road-legal powerhouse born from racing rules and built to impress. Originally priced around $4,900, about $36,000 today, a restored numbers-matching example now sells for $350,000 to $500,000, and rare models with original paperwork and a 4-speed manual can exceed $650,000 at auction. Its 429 cubic inch semi-Hemi V8, designed for NASCAR, was officially rated at 375 horsepower, but insiders claim it made closer to 500. With 450 pound-feet of torque and a 0 to 60 time of 5.3 seconds, it was among the fastest Mustangs ever. Carcraft reworked the Mustang's chassis to fit the massive engine, adding a low stance, functional hood scoop, rear spoiler, and Magnum 500 wheels. Only 499 were made in 1970, making it one of the rarest, most legendary Mustangs ever built. When most people think of Buick, luxury and comfort come to mind, not raw muscle. But in 1970, Buick broke the mold with the GSX Stage 1, a powerful machine dressed in class. This refined powerhouse combined serious V8 performance with upscale design. Originally priced at around $4,300, about $33,000 today, a restored numbers-matching GSX Stage 1 now commands between $200,000 and $350,000, with rare manual transmission examples exceeding $400,000 at auctions. Under the hood was Buick's own 455 cubic inch V8, producing 360 horsepower and an incredible 510 pound-feet of torque, the highest of its era. It could hit 60 miles per hour in 5.5 seconds with ease. With exclusive colors like Saturn Yellow or Apollo White, bold stripes, a hood tack, and spoiler, it stood out effortlessly. Only 678 were made in 1970, and just 400 were Stage 1s. The GSX remains a rare blend of elegance and brute force, a true collector's treasure. Among all Corvettes ever produced, one stands apart, not for fame, but for its rarity, performance, and bold engineering. The 1971 Chevrolet Corvette ZR2 convertible is one of the rarest and most aggressive Corvettes ever made. In 1971, the ZR2 package added roughly $1,700 to the base price, totaling about $7,200, around $50,000 today. Now, a factory-documented ZR2 convertible can exceed $1 million at top-tier auctions, largely because only two were ever built. It featured a powerful 454 cubic inch LS6 V8, delivering 425 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 4-speed Monte manual. This beast hit 60 miles per hour in just 5.3 seconds. What made it truly unique was the racing-grade components: heavy-duty suspension, aluminum radiator, positraction axle, and a stripped-down interior, built purely for performance. With subtle styling but serious muscle, the ZR2 was Chevrolet's hidden masterpiece, a nearly mythical Corvette that few have ever seen, and even fewer have heard in action. By 1973, the muscle car era was fading fast under the weight of emissions laws, soaring insurance costs, and fuel shortages. But Pontiac refused to back down. They answered with the 1973 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am SD455, a final burst of true muscle defiance. Priced at around $4,200 then, about $28,000 today. A restored numbers-matching version with factory paperwork now commands $175,000 to $250,000. Rare models with a 4-speed manual and original drivetrain can exceed $350,000. The heart of the car was the Super Duty 450 cubic inch V8, factory rated at 290 horsepower, but actually pushing closer to 370 and 395 pound-feet of torque. Built with reinforced internals and racing parts, it rocketed from 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. Visually bold, it featured aggressive graphics, a shaker hood, and the iconic flaming bird decal. With just 252 produced, the SD455 remains a rare symbol of Pontiac's refusal to surrender the muscle legacy. In the muscle car world, Oldsmobile had a reputation for refinement, but the 1970 Oldsmobile 442 W30 convertible proved it could deliver serious power with class. Priced around $4,700 at the time, roughly $35,000 today, this rare machine now fetches $250,000 or more, with top-tier models featuring a 4-speed manual, red inner fenders, and original build sheets reaching over $400,000. The W30 package included a 455 cubic inch V8, producing 370 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque, launching the car from 0 to 60 in just 5.7 seconds, making it one of the quickest full-size convertibles of its era. Standout features included functional hood scoops, dual exhaust, an aluminum intake, and signature red inner fenders. With bold striping hood pins and 442 badging, it blended muscle with elegance. Only 96 were built with a 4-speed manual, making it a highly prized collector's car, a blend of luxury, power, and rare craftsmanship. In a market ruled by GM, Ford, and Chrysler, AMC made sure it wasn't ignored. In 1970, they introduced the AMC AMX 390 Go package, a compact powerhouse designed to challenge the giants. with a price tag of around $3,700 at the time, about $27,000 today. A restored numbers-matching example with the Go Pack now sells for $90,000 to $150,000, and even more if equipped with rare features like a 4-speed manual, limited slip rear, and factory tack. Under the hood, it packed a 390 cubic inch V8, pushing 325 horsepower and 420 pound-foot of torque. Thanks to its light, short wheelbase design, it reached 60 miles per hour in just 6.5 seconds. The Go package added performance upgrades like rear axle gearing, disc brakes, dual exhaust, rally wheels, and signature stripes. Only about 2,000 were made that year, making it both rare and respected. The 1970 AMX 390 proved that muscle didn't need a big-name badge to make a big impact. In 1970, Dodge didn't just join the pony car battle. They made a thunderous entrance with the Dodge Challenger RT 426 HEMI. This car wasn't about subtlety. It was built to conquer, loud, and full of attitude. Priced around $3,500 then, the Hemi option pushed it to nearly $4,700, about $35,000 today. Now, a numbers-matching Challenger RT Hemi with a 4-speed manual can bring in $300,000 to $600,000, and rare versions in standout colors like Plum Crazy or Hemi Orange can top $1 million. Under the hood was the legendary 426 cubic inch Hemi V8, generating 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. It sprinted from 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds, thanks to the Super Track pack and pistol grip shifter. With aggressive styling, shaker hood, stripes, and mag wheels, it looked as fierce as it performed. With only 287 hardtops and 60 convertibles produced, it remains one of Mopar's most iconic and sought-after creations. By 1971, Ford had firmly established itself in the muscle car world, but the Torino GT 429 Cobra Jet pushed the envelope further. This was no ordinary street machine. It was a NASCAR-inspired powerhouse, built for speed and performance. Originally priced at about $3,400, roughly $25,000 today, a numbers-matching, well-documented example now sells for $90,000 to $150,000. A rare 4-speed drag pack version with Ram Air can exceed $200,000 at auctions. Its heart was a 429 cubic inch Cobra Jet V8, delivering 370 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. With the drag pack upgrade, including solid lifters, an oil cooler, and 3.91 gears, it reached 60 miles per hour in just 5.8 seconds. The Torino GT had bold styling, fastback lines, hood scoops, GT stripes, and vivid paint options. Inside, it featured rally gauges and bucket seats. Produced in small numbers, it remains a rare gem from the final chapter of Ford's big block era. While Mustangs and Camaros battled for attention, Mercury was crafting a stealthy powerhouse. And in 1970, they unleashed it with the Cougar Eliminator 428 Cobra Jet. More than just a muscle car, it was a silent predator with sharp styling and serious performance. Priced around $4,300 then, about $32,000 today, a restored, numbers-matching Eliminator with factory paperwork now sells for $150,000 to $250,000. Add the Super Cobra Jet drag pack and a 4-speed manual, and the value can exceed $300,000. Under the hood was the 428 Cobra Jet V8, rated at 335 horsepower, though real output was likely over 400. With performance gearing, oil cooler, and drag pack upgrades, it hit 60 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds. Visually, it stood out with a blacked-out grille, hood scoop, stripes, spoiler, and bold grabber colors. Only 2,267 were made, with few SCJ models, making it one of the rarest, most underrated muscle cars of its era. By 1972, the muscle car era was losing ground to new regulations, insurance hikes, and declining horsepower. Yet Chevrolet pressed on with the 1972 Camaro Z28 RS, one of the last true performance icons of the early 70s. Priced at around $3,400 back then, about $24,000 today. A numbers-matching example with factory paperwork now sells for $75,000 to $125,000. Models with a 4-speed manual, rally sport trim, and original paint can exceed $150,000. Power came from a 350 cubic inch LT1 V8, officially rated at 255 horsepower, though gross output would have been closer to 360. It wasn't about brute force. The engine was quick revving and made for handling, pushing the Z28 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.4 seconds. The RS package added split bumpers, hidden headlights, and a race-inspired look. With F41 suspension, sway bars, and posy traction, this Camaro was built for more than drag strips. Only 2,575 were made, making it a rare track-ready legend. When Pontiac introduced the Judge, they meant business. The 1970 GTO Judge Ram Air 4 wasn't just another muscle car. It was a bold enforcer of street dominance. Priced around $3,900 back then, the addition of the Ram Air 4 engine pushed it past $4,300, or roughly $32,000 today. In today's market, a numbers-matching example with this rare setup can bring in $250,000 to $400,000, and convertibles or 4-speed manual versions can top $550,000 at high-end auctions. Power came from a 400 cubic inch V8 with high-performance components like high-flow heads, aluminum intake, and a massive carburetor, officially rated at 370 horsepower, but believed to exceed 400. It could reach 60 miles per hour in just 5.2 seconds. Visually, it stood out with an Endura bumper, hood scoops, bold stripes, and the famous Judge decals. With only 627 hardtops and 17 convertibles made, the 1970 Judge Ram Air 4 remains one of the rarest, most legendary Pontiacs ever built. In an era dominated by sleek pony cars and aggressive coupes, the 1971 Chrysler 300 Hurst stood out, both in size and presence. This wasn't a nimble street racer, but a full-sized luxury performance machine, built in collaboration with Hurst Performance to make a bold impression. Priced around $5,300 at the time, about $38,000 today, a well-maintained, numbers-matching example now sells for $100,000 to $150,000, with top-tier models reaching over $200,000. Power came from a 440 cubic inch TNT V8, producing 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, paired with a Torque Flight automatic. Despite its nearly 4,500 pound weight, it hit 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds. Dressed in spinnaker white with gold striping, it featured a fiberglass hood scoop, custom spoiler, and discreet Hurst badges. The interior offered leather seating, wood grain trim, and upscale comfort. With only 501 made, the Chrysler 300, Hurst remains a rare and refined muscle car that proved big could still be fast. The 1970s delivered some wild muscle cars, but few were as bold, loud, or striking as the 1970 Dodge Coronet RT convertible. It was a powerful mix of Mopar muscle and open-top cruising, perfect for drivers craving both performance and sunshine. Originally priced around $3,700, about $27,000 today, a numbers-matching example with the 440 Magnum or optional 426 Hemi now sells for $175,000 to $300,000. Ultra-rare Hemi versions with a 4-speed and factory documents can top $500,000. The standard 440 Magnum Viv 8 offered 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, while the 426 Hemi delivered 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet, propelling it to 60 miles per hour in less than 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds. The unique dual-brow front end, split grille, hood scoops, and RT details gave it standout styling. Only 296 were produced, with just 2 factory Hemi convertibles, making it incredibly rare. The 1970 Coronet RT convertible is a sun-soaked muscle legend few will ever own. What do you get when sleek Italian styling meets raw American muscle? The answer is the 1973 De Tomaso Pantera L, a unique blend of exotic design and V8 power that bridged the gap between supercar and muscle machine. Priced around $10,000 in 1973, roughly $65,000 today, a well-preserved or restored example with low mileage and matching numbers can now command $125,000 to $200,000, with rare original condition models going even higher. Powered by a mid-mounted 351 cubic inch Ford Cleveland Viv 8, producing 330 horsepower and 344 pound-feet of torque, paired with a ZF5 speed manual, it hit 60 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds. Designed by Ghia, the Pantera L featured sharp lines, larger bumpers, and refined cooling upgrades. Inside, it offered leather seats, Veglia gauges, and a gated shifter. Sold through Lincoln Mercury dealerships, only 1,600 units were delivered in the US. This car blended Italian flair with Detroit force, making it a rare 1970s performance icon. While the GTO took the spotlight, Pontiac quietly produced a true performer with muscle car DNA and an affordable price. The 1971 Pontiac Le Mans GT37. Dubbed the GTO for the working man, it started around $3,200, about $23,000 today. Today, a numbers-matching GT37 with documentation, especially with the optional 400 or 455 HO engine, can bring $65,000 to $100,000, and even more for rare 4-speed originals. The 455 HO V8 delivered 335 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, while the 400 variants still packed solid performance, propelling the car to 60 miles per hour in 6.4 seconds. Its understated design featured subtle stripes, dual exhausts, hood scoops, and Rally 2 wheels, minus the flashy GTO badge. Inside, it offered bucket seats, a floor shifter, wood grain details, and a driver-centric layout. With just 5,802 made, the GT37 remains a rare, underrated classic, a powerful sleeper built for enthusiasts who value performance over showmanship. The 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS454 proved that muscle could be refined, delivering power with style rather than noise. As Chevy's first personal luxury coupe, the Monte Carlo offered serious performance when optioned with the SS454 package. Under the hood was a 454 cubic inch LS6 V8, producing 360 horsepower and a massive 500 pound-foot of torque, paired with a turbo-hydromatic, 400 automatic or optional 4-speed manual. It could sprint from 0 to 60 in just over 6 seconds, making it a quiet force on the streets. Originally priced around $3,700, about $27,000 today, a well-documented restored model now commands $70,000 to $120,000, with top examples going even higher. The SS454 featured a domed hood, SS badges, rally wheels, and available stratobucket seats, combining subtle aggression with comfort. With only 3,823 units built, it remains a rare Chevy that perfectly balanced high performance with luxury, muscle done with sophistication.